I had a very positive experience this morning at church. I was sitting next to a family that has 3 young children, and particularly a little girl who's only, I believe, 2 or 3 years old. I'm not real sure. And we're having this service and getting into the Eucharist and going to the words of the Eucharist. And the children have been very well behaved. They have been still, they have been quiet, they had been polite and respectful and acting appropriately as can young children do. Right before we got ready to get up and walk to the altar to receive the Eucharist, the holy bread and wine, body and blood of Christ, the little girl suddenly turned to the mother and said, "I want a snack." And probably the mother had some in her pocketbook, but this was not the time to do it because we were getting to walk up front. So as we were standing up and going towards the center aisle, the little girl kept repeating, "I want a snack, I want a snack." Well, finally we got up and we knelt at the altar, and the mother and the little girl were next to me. And the priest comes around with the wafers, the body of Christ, and holds it out and gives one to the little girl, who probably ate the wafer very appreciatively. Welcome to one of our videos from St. Mark's Episcopal in Dalton, Georgia. And I'm sitting here in front of the Lutheran church, behind the Lutheran church actually. The front of the church is too noisy because of the traffic authority. Welcome to everyone to one of our videos, and hope everyone's doing well, and welcome those to some social media. The reason I'm from the Lutheran church is the experience this morning reminded me. The little girl come up and said, "I want a snack," and going up and literally asking for the wafer Eucharist. I'm going to paraphrase Martin Luther. I don't have the exact quote, but I know like I've said it recently now. But Martin Luther made the comment after the Protestant Reformation when he was asked if he still revered the sacraments, and he said he very much revered the sacraments of baptism and the Holy Eucharist, and that they would continue that. So it could be, he said, if everyone knew the greatness of the gift of the Holy Communion it brings to them, they would rush to the church and demand to receive the Eucharist. And what he's trying to say is that all of us are sinners, all of us are in need of God's grace, all of us are in constant need. If we recognize there are certain things that God can do for us that we cannot do for ourselves, and we're so dependent on God that we would not politely and waiting to the end of the week to receive the sacraments, but we would rush to the church every time we could to receive the body and blood of Christ, receive the redemption and the grace represented by the bread and the wine in the sacrament. So for this we will say, thanks be to God.